Welcome to CathyDSlaught's SRC4u group Zoom call for May 26, 2021. If you would like to be part of Cathy's SRC Daily Energy Clearing group, she has a client list. If you would like to be part of that client list, you can click here and request to sign up for her monthly subscription. If you're here as a guest and you'd like to watch how Cathy demonstrates the SRC4u software, she has a Zoom call Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. Eastern Time. To access the Zoom call, you would click here. It will take us over to the Zoom platform where we allow. And Cathy is on the Zoom call and we are live. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Guess what today is?
Yes. What is it?
The full moon.
Oh, we were just talking about that.
Oh man, too funny. Yeah, it's also the eclipse.
Oh, it is?
Yes. Lots. Today's like I remember Annie saying today was a day for very, very powerful manifestation.
Oh, that's right. Oh my goodness.
It really is.
That's great. Good morning.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
Good morning, everybody.
Yes, good morning. Ralph is coming in. Oh my goodness.
There you go. Party. It's a party.
Right, yeah.
Good morning, Ralph.
He's not quite connected.
He's admitted.
He's trying to get out. It says connecting to audio.
Okay.
There he is. Still connecting to audio. Good morning, Ralph.
Good morning. How are you, ladies?
Good
Good. How about
morning,
you?
Ralph.
Good, thank you. After you did that energy thing Saturday, oh my goodness, I feel like $1 million. Thank you.
You want to do it again?
Yeah. Yes.
Well, then you all have to stand up.
Really?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God, I got goosebumps.
I don't have my video on. I'm not presentable.
No problem. Okay, I tell you when I'm ready. Okay. All right. Let's go after all this time. Okay, here we go. Did anyone feel anything?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then it worked.
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
Nice. Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's 10:01. Is it okay to start, Joanna?
Yes, ma'am. We are ready to roll.
Wow.
Let me show you where we are. Let's get started. And this is what we see. We ran 2 different panels yesterday. So we see we ended up with allergens. And I want to show you in here. Also, Ralph, you gave us such helpful information about the mediator to just run it once at 10. And so what we did, we ran it once, and then I put in here priority for Qi to run the mediator again at 10, and you can see it was not a priority. So we'll clear that.
Well, hold on. Your interpretation with the dowsing tool might not be correct.
Really?
Right. So it was a good thing, right?
Right.
And it was at 15.
I beg your pardon. Yeah, it was 15% good.
Right. So if something is, okay, how to do this? Did you do what do you call this? The test. I'm at the moment not really awake yet. where you do the verification.
Like a muscle test?
Yeah.
Muscle test. That's what I said. Did you do the muscle test on?
Well, yeah, I personally like the dowser better for me. I'm not so good at muscle testing.
Well,
Yeah.
you see here. Here's what goes. Who are we? And that's what I want to say to everybody again. To judge the energies which surround us.
Right.
What I learned over time is intuition is key. So the dowser.
Yeah, that's what we're working towards. But did you not say that we should just run the mediator once?
The mediator can. Yes.
Yeah.
It takes a while to sink in.
Mm-hmm.
It takes a while to do the truth.
Mm-hmm.
But if it comes up with positive, and remember the word is positive, 15.
Oh, no, a priority for chi. In other words, what do we need most to raise our chi, which is the whole heart, I believe, of the software.
Right. But
yeah.
If you come up with a priority of 15, doesn't that mean that what you did was a mediator didn't go fully through?
Run that by me again?
No. You're talking about two different things.
Okay. So the chi, which you wanted to create on one level or the other, okay, was not created completely. That means it is only at the 15. Whatever you did prior to this, to raise it higher, you have to do it again.
Well, what I was saying is, do we want to do it again? What was the priority for chi to do another?
Okay, so,
yeah.
All right, it's like muscle testing. So, when I like rather to use a real dowser or somebody
mm-hmm.
who has the capability,
mm-hmm.
more like I do. I don't have these features really,
mm-hmm.
but the result.
Ron made it. What do you know? Welcome, Ron.
Good morning.
Good morning, Ron.
Good morning. Oh, good morning. Oh. Good morning, Ralph. Bless you. Thank you.
You're welcome. But okay, let me continue with what I was saying. So when the value comes up low, and it is a positive thing. So that means that you have to continue raising it with the means you used either before, or you have to go, in this case, to the QiGong tool and raise your energies.
There we go.
So a low value coming up means that you're on the right track. A real dowser would tell you this from the pendulum swinging and how far it swings out and how fast it spins. Mm-hmm. So I see the dowsing tool as the most misunderstood tool within the SRC software. Mm-hmm. When I see, for instance, Ilania Hoffler, does this ring a bell with you guys?
Not me.
Okay.
No.
She has the musical chair. Who has heard about the musical chair?
No.
Okay. The chair has sound and light, and it is meant to put you in a more meditative state, and to realize that the past is gone and the present is the only thing to focus on. So if you have the capability like Ilania, she goes in and asks the dowser, does he need to be worked on in this matter or that matter? She gets the answers
When you say the dowser, are you talking about SRC or pendulum?
No, the dowsing tool in the SRC.
Okay.
She's only using the SRC to get the right answers. So she looks at the values when they come out and say they are below 50. Yeah, definitely they need to be worked on. And I think that is the right approach. So if you have a 15 showing up, you want to really go through the enhancement process in the dowser and then focus on the keyword you use. So in your case, it was chi and raising chi.
Right.
So there you have in the Pro Tools, you have the QiGong tool. And that is a good way of doing it. You could use the supercharger. You can use the regular charger and enhance the chi.
Correct.
That's what I would do.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I go both ways. I have much more success with the SRC than the regular pendulum, but I'm not a seasoned pendulum dowser.
Correct. But if you use the 15%, which you saw there, that means you need to work on it. You need to work on your question you put in.
But in other words, what we were addressing is you had said we only needed to do one mediator at 10. So the measurement I was looking for is, did we need another? And it kind of confirmed what you said is no, we did not.
Okay, but seeing the dowser afterwards, it shows
yeah, let's just check again.
You need to
let
do more.
Me show you.
Sorry, ladies, I have a phone call.
Let me show you also on this is from yesterday, and we want to actually ask Ralf a little bit about this 6 lower EC points, but just wanted to see we completely cleared, and I also went in and of course I'm doing priority for chi, and it was low to have a prayer code today, so we're not going to do that. We may find out that's the wrong approach, but it never hurts to raise chi, which is the whole goal of our program, and we can always do the QiGong, etc., to amp it up. Let me go ahead now. We're going to tie in the chi motion today. And I don't know how many of you work with this, and maybe Ralf can give us a few tips. And of course, this is going to be generic because we have a group. But let's see what we come up with.
Sorry, I'm back.
No problem. We're going to tie the chi motion in today, so any words of wisdom you have.
Or the chi motion?
Yes, we're going to tie that in because we're going to focus for the next few days purely on voltage. Raising our voltage.
Oh, what I asked to say to voltage.
Okay, there we go.
I need to have more info from you guys.
Or energy.
Yeah, but voltage is not energy.
Voltage is energy. Voltage is our measurement. Actually, if you refer to Jerry Tennett's book, Healing is Voltage. They have the scientific information to measure, for example, at what voltage certain, for lack of a better term, diseases come. And it's interesting, and that's he was one of my early teachers.
Okay, now physics standpoint, quantum physics standpoint, these two will tell you voltage is only a part of energy.
Right, so, but it is a crucial part because if the voltage is low, certainly you're going to develop some pathological problems, and that's certainly going to compromise your chi.
Okay, they work in conjunction. Let's do it this way. And I'm a engineer, so I
Yeah,
did,
hold that thought. Let me just tell the group, if I can see it myself, what we're starting with the key motion, and then I want to press the button. But we're accessing inspirational events. We are wanting to clear a little fighting, lack of compassion towards self and others. We are wanting to access the damsel in distress, rescue within yourself. Only you can rescue you. Access understanding that all is vibration. We're wanting to clear some verbal abuse and clear some bitterness. So let's start with that. And that, I'm sorry, Ralph, I just wanted to get that started. Now go ahead.
okay. So, when you have like 120 volts and you only have 1 amp, okay, so the power is rated in amps. The frequency is rated in voltage, okay? So 120 volts means more or less that it is cycling with 120 cycles. So if you have 1 amp available and you plug in a vacuum cleaner, what will happen? Your fuse will blow. Actually, it's called a brownout, and you can actually burn the power lines going towards the whole sign. So when you have 160 volts and 1 amp, you have a little more power, but you really don't are not able to start the vacuum cleaner either. Same problem. You can, because you need at 120 volts, you need about 10 amps to start your vacuum cleaner. So when you really calculate this out, if you only have 1 amp available, how many volts would you have to have? It is the voltage which is out of our reach. It's out of our system. So doing this in conjunction means raising both of them. That would be giving energy. So the voltage alone is not the key. The key is both together. And that's what we are doing with the SRC.
Right,
we are actually balancing the energies, which each energy has its own strengths. So when you go in the aura or, in the chakras, you will feel the difference in the individual chakras. That means you will see there is a lack or too much of energy in it. You can actually feel this. And the second, you will see that it either rotates slower or rotates in the opposite direction. So the rotation is your voltage, your charge, which you can feel with your left hand, is the power the chakra emits. You can do this with any organ. So if they are not balanced, the power and the voltage, it doesn't really work. So you need to focus on both of them and not only on voltage.
But and then I'll show you what I'm talking about in a minute, but doesn't the engine of the software work in the background exactly for that?
It's working on balancing. Yes.
Right.
So increasing voltage doesn't help you.
Well, but we're not. Let me show you my approach, and you can tell me. Let's see, first of all, here, just quickly, what our priority may be. Well, here's what I'm talking about, and you can advise me. If you look at certain prerequisites for our energy to flow, which is really what voltage does. It's going to enable our energy to flow. And we do know there's a correlation between not just physical health, but, all levels of health. So it seems, for example, we want to have the acupoints. Here's our first message from the She motion. I think before eating. So that gives, I know me personally, a little message that maybe I'm doing a little stress eating.
Yes.
Okay. So now what I have been doing is just now I'm going to amp up inspirational events. This fighting thing, that's already very low. That's just down to a 1. We can put that as a 0. Kevin thinks this may be one of the most powerful applications of the software. We're just going to amp up.
And by the way, I have to agree to you. What you are doing is right.
Oh, good. Okay.
Okay.
So
now,
if we start, I'll just do this quietly while you talk, but I want to show.
No, I'm listening.
But while we get started, some of the paths that the voltage flows. First of all, obviously the acupoints, and I just like to put this in, see where we are now, because to me it's all information. And so we're going to amp that up a little bit. And I'll go down the list. For example, here is just a code. I like these Grabavoy codes to balance pH. And if you do this, it gives you a little information. In my case, if it's not balanced, I'm going to sure make some efforts to do something about that. But anyway, go ahead. So I'll just do this quietly. They can see it and then share with us because we appreciate it.
Okay, what you just did is correct. You're raising the energy to the next level up. And it shows with the low number that you need to do this, and that acupoints is the key factor. I wonder, though, where you got the number from, which is behind acupuncture.
There is a site called healingnumbers.info.
Okay.
And I personally have had very good results with it. And it's Grabavoy. Are you familiar with Grabavoy from Russia?
No.
Yeah, Grabavoy did a lot of work. In fact, he did such work that for a while they put him in prison. But he not only, the reason he got some positive attention is he was actually able to do some work and help some of their technology run. I think that went right even to the level of the satellites, and he was able to do it with codes.
Okay.
I know the medical doctor I work with, Doc Houston, he worked with, he spent some time in Russia, and he actually knows Grabavoy. And so anyway, I'm just going through. These are some things that Jerry Tennant talks about in his book, and I just went ahead and pulled up some codes. For example, obviously another priority is to keep the blood pressure balanced, and we just kind of douse this in. For example, if this seems to be a number with some stress, I know for myself, I can add a little drop of essential oil to my coffee.
Mm-hmm.
And cinnamon and nutmeg in particular, you're balancing blood sugar and you're balancing adrenals, or at least working towards that. And let me mention also this glucose code. I find that people that have addiction issues very often are off on that, and we can work further with the Pro Tools with it, even though it's just subtle. If we ran it again, it might come up differently, but, we understand that. But for example, here's the oxygen level. Again, just information. This is an interesting concept by Tennant, clear electron stealers. And he says, for example, if you're in standing water, like say in a pool, that actually leads to some electron loss. If you take a bath, that would be the same thing. Whereas on the other hand, if you take a shower, that adds. So, again, what do they say? A little knowledge is a dangerous thing. That's where I am. But I didn't think it would hurt to clear any electron stealers. The other thing he talks about, which is so interesting, is, and we know this already, but the more we can hug, the better, because if you hug someone who is low voltage and you're high voltage, their voltage will rise. So again, I just went through that. One of the things that made me fall in love with this particular technology, because there's good technology out there, is that you can read something and make a protocol and get creative. And Ralf, correct me on this if necessary, but it looks to me like you can't really, the engine is going to kick in and do what it needs to do. Is that right?
That's correct.
Yes.
But again, I want to emphasize, don't call it voltage.
No, what? I didn't hear you. What was that?
Don't call it voltage.
What should we call it?
Energy.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool. I can do that. Now look at this message to us. Speak this 3 times today. I am smart. So let's just do that. Let's just douse that in. That's funny. We can call it energy. That's absolutely no problem. Let's see how we resonate with this statement as a group. It's not bad. It goes all the way up to the 102. Let's go ahead.
What was the number on the first one?
The first one, access inspirational events, it's now a 6. We started, I think, at a 4.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yeah.
When you said the hug and it raises voltage, if someone has a lower voltage, I've always wondered this, and someone has a higher energy, okay? Mm-hmm. Will it reach an equilibrium, like the higher guy goes down, the lower guy comes up?
Not according to Tenet. According to Tenet, the lower guy just comes up.
No.
Would it depend on how strong the higher voltage person was?
Yep.
Because I tend to fall into I'm over this now. I'm learning my lesson. But if somebody's negative or hard, then I feel like it's bringing my energy down. Or that's how I have felt in the past. I'm trying to.
I agree. It was interesting. I look and he often, his terminology, he says that's his theory. He's not coming over cut and dried and saying this is the way it is. He's saying these are some things. For example, one of the interesting things he says is that as far as the meridians go, his hypothesis is that this is fibrous tissue. So you'll see as we go down this list, I've got a code to balance fibrous tissue. He says another path, obviously, would be blood plasma and so on and so forth. He has a few different ideas. And what he did, I don't know, do you all know his story?
No.
Jerry Tennant is an ophthalmologist. And through working with some laser technology, he picked up, what did he pick up? Encephalitis, I believe. And that's another interesting point. If you go to his website, there's a picture. He's in bed and his dog is laying on his head, at the top of his head. And animals really do have great healing ability. They say a cat's purr was our first vibrational medicine. So anyway, through, very little, look at that. That's pretty good. Through his work, and he was barely able to do any research. He did it in little bits and pieces, is where he came to this voltage theory. And he was able to identify, and he did completely heal his own body through working purely with, we'll call it energy. I like that term better myself.
I have a little statement to make.
Yes.
About the hug.
About the what?
About hugging somebody.
Oh, okay.
Over the years, I don't hug people where I have a negative vibe from.
Mm-hmm.
When they are low on energy, I do it differently. I don't hug them.
Amen.
I raise their energy level first.
How do you do that? With the way you did with us today?
Yes, you can do this yourself with this person in using the reverse fireball. Remember where you put your hands opposite to each other, and then charge the person up with the energy you draw out of the ground and out of the sky.
I have a question on that.
Yes.
I do some pranic healing, and women put one hand in a different position than men. How about the fireball? When you do that reverse, would it matter which hand was? I guess you'd have to because you're left and right. Excuse me. Never mind. I'm thinking of your abdomen. Okay, sorry.
Okay, so it always works. So when I would hug a person which is low on energy, I would lose energy. That's the given. So, you have splitters, you have transformers. That's how that works. So you go to somebody which is low on energy, give him a hug. He will draw your energy away, or she.
Yes.
So I don't hug people which I cannot determine where their energy level is. And
quick question for you, Ralf. If you hug them with the intention of giving them, some energy, does that necessarily lower your own energy?
Yes, it has to. It is physics. It's really written in physics. When you have like a power strip on your desk and you plug individual devices in it, your overall throughput of energy will be diminished. So if you have a computer running and something else running, and your power strip is rated again for maximum of 15 amps, and you plug in the vacuum cleaner, bingo, here you go, everything will be off. It will turn the whole thing off. So that's a good one.
I have a question on that.
You see our message, so let's go on and go forward.
Okay, so raise their energy level. Use your intuition. If you feel the person is low on energy, use the reverse fireball and get the energy from the ground and the sky instead of through you.
Right.
Okay, that makes more sense. Teaching the way to do the kicking brain to raise the energy within them and actually raising the chi. And that's where we came to on the meeting, my first Zoom meeting. I showed people, and Grandmaster actually did that in his video, how to raise your chi very specifically. So when you had the screen open with the delta and chi was 15, what you should do is actually all of you do the kicking brain. Okay? And do it 2-3 times, then repeat the test and you will see your test values will be up.
Okay.
Ralph, I have a question.
Yep.
In reference to raising the energy, what about, I also do pendulum healing using the pendulum. What about when I want to raise the energy of a person using my pendulum? Does that take the energy from me?
Actually, it does. So everything you do in energy work will take away from your energies. You always have to replenish it. And so it doesn't matter if it is dowsing, if it is hands-on healing, all those things will take away your energy level.
Oh.
And that's why the SRC is so great, because what it does, even if you work on other people, it will transfer energy to them, but it will replenish your energy level. So having it run in the background 24/7 will increase your energy level, slowly by slowly. Okay, so that's why some of the practitioners with the SRC4u, which I met, and you guys at the show, you have been supercharged with energy. So it was very simple for me to really gain the energies which I needed to do my speech, because you all helped me out in doing it. I was very appreciative. So at the end of that show, I gave it back to you in raising your energy level. I think you deserved it.
Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Yes, thank you.
This is
Thank you,
Joanna. May
Ralf.
I ask a question?
Go ahead.
Working with crystals like selenite stays constantly charged. Could we keep crystals around us that keeps our energy high, so that when we are doing any type of energy work, it doesn't drain us?
That would be correct if you recharge them. And most of the people don't do this. So you charge up your selenite or any crystal in taking it outside, putting it on the ground in sunshine.
Right.
Okay, this will charge them up. So you need to leave them there from the morning to the afternoon and then bring them back in the house. It will take maybe a charge of a week, 2 weeks. One of the healing stones, which I like very, very much, is called, I don't get it, it starts with an A. I have so many names of minerals in my head. Well, it's a green stone. When it draws the bad stuff out of your body when you wear it, it will become from a light green to a dark green. When you take the dark green stone and put it in sunlight, it will lighten up. That means it will release the energy into the ground and release it in the sky. So this is a healing stone. You really can see the difference, physically see it, that it did the decharge. It got the bad stuff out of you and then released it back into nature. So,
Now, 2 questions. As soon as you remember the name of that stone, we sure would like it. But secondly, can you recharge your crystals with the SRC?
yes, you can use the regular charger or the supercharger, and you charge them with everything you do. So when I make jewelry like the pendant or my healing lights, I actually charge them. Well, I do it personally. I learned how to do this, but the SRC gives you the capability of putting anything in you want. So love, energy, health, whatever you want to name it, and charge it up. So when I had my shows in Arizona, mostly, I brought along stones which I made myself and which I charged up to have specific energies, and I gave them away to every participant. And so they could feel the energy, and they knew there's something on it. I made tiger eye. I used tiger eye, white tiger eye. Tiger eye has the capability changing, of change. You know what tiger eye was before it became tiger eye?
Mm-mm.
Asbestos.
Ah,
What did you
interesting.
say?
Asbestos.
Oh, that's
So
Very interesting.
So it really tells you that nature allows something dangerous to become into something beautiful.
Yes.
And so that's why I choose tiger eye. And
Tourmaline.
Tourmaline's what I was going to say. The green, isn't that green?
yeah, but
It can be.
the light changing ones, the light changing stones are key. There is a tourmaline, and it's comes, I think, only from Sri Lanka, which changes color in daylight. There are other stones which do that, and one of them is or actually there are a lot of them, which are opalites or opalite colors. So there is the fire opal, there is the fire agate, there are other stones which really change the colors. And this is indicating change in any form and fashion. So I'm an avid rock hunter, and I actually picked, probably 200 fire agates. And I still have to polish it. But what is really embedded in them is the idea of change. And when you charge them up, they actually brighten up. The colors get more vivid. It's amazing. So I believe in these things. And if you use crystals, any kind of crystals, you have them surrounding you, take them once a week outside, put them in sunlight. It's easier in Arizona than in other places. But this would be the idea, or use the supercharger to recharge them.
You ever put them into sand, like beach sand?
Beach sand is made out of a lot of things. It's not really meant to change electrons. If it beach sand, if it would change the electrons, it would really combine and harden up on the surface. So electron exchange means that out of two pieces you make one. You can make out of one substance another substance. That means electron exchange. It's not happening on the beach.
How about quartz sand on Siesta Key, Florida? It's the only beach I know of that has all quartz sand. It stays cool. So I have a big bag of that, and I was, thinking that would help.
Same principle. You need to clear it and recharge it. And that's where you need to take the bag out once in a while, and then put it in the sunlight to clear it from the ground and charge it from the sun.
Okay, thank you.
One little note too, Marty, sometimes it can etch your crystal. So those, that depending on the crystal.
Okay. We learned different ways at pranic healing of how to clean them, and also I was really interested in that.
Yeah, I'm going to ask Ralf in a minute to walk us through with the recharger, doing some clearing, but I want to show you real quickly where we ended up. We doused in these qualities. We're going to call it energy, raising energy, not voltage. And you can see right here, we want to preserve a theme. So we've got a little additional message as the engine kicks in. Let's see what it is.
Okay, I must, next time, please don't close the window too fast, because I saw a 0.
You saw 0, yeah.
And that is the worst case scenario. The lower the number in there, it means, I the software. If you
Well,
get
let me just interject briefly, though. I heard that already. Laura Lassiter was sharing with me what you said, but then I called Grandmaster. He said, no, he's got something in the software that we are to look at the lower numbers. That's confusing to us.
all right,
Very much so.
you know, maybe it's Grandmaster's intention, okay, but it's not how the code is written.
But what we do see, and this will be worth looking into because it's very important, but, you know, I usually check things for a priority, and it does, in this case, check out so often that the lower numbers seem to be the priority. So this is a good, if you and Grandmaster would give us a definitive, because each of you says the opposite.
We are not saying the opposite. It's your intention, which
Okay, that's true.
But from the intention, and here you go, that when I created this, it means the lower the number you get, you know, the less you have to work on this. So that means the higher the number it is, the more crucial it is that you work on it.
If we can have a definitive, because Grandmaster, you know, I called him.
You have to.
We want to do this correctly. We want to do it the right way.
I talked to Grandmaster 2-3 times about it, and you know, I created this, and I did put the intention in this matter. You know, so if your intentions are capable of changing mine, go ahead. I don't know, but I'm telling you what it means from me creating it. And that means the higher the number, the more crucial it is to work on it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, yeah, we'll have to do some further looking into that. I'll see also, I'll do a little playing around. We can all do a little playing around with our own little software. But while we're doing this, would you walk us through how to recharge our crystals? Is it as simple as just putting recharge crystals, or should we be specifying the name of the crystals?
You should definitely name the crystal. Okay?
All right, so let's just, since you mentioned selenite, let's do that, and then just hit auto time?
No, selenite would be incorrect.
Oh.
Because you're charging now all the selenite in the world.
Oh, all right.
Okay. So
Which may not be a bad thing.
Well,
Got a few.
okay. You have one person to work on. You give it all the energy which you carry, and the software carries to this person. You have 10 windows running. Some of the energy will diminish when it goes out. Remember, it's all energy. There's a maximum of energy you can create with our software. So the more windows you run, the lower the energy which can be transferred to a single task. Now we try to overcome this. The new engine, we believe, will exactly do this. It won't diminish. And so the whole principle is you focus on the selenite, like in my house.
Okay, well, this is a group. Yeah, okay, so this is a group.
In our houses, or in our possession. That would be the best.
There you go.
I thought we had to clear it first, you said.
There's clearing. Oh, no, right.
Okay. Selenite
Is a clearing stone, I was taught.
Yes. So you don't need to clear it. Okay. You need to recharge it that it can continue clearing. If you want to really reestablish everything with it, you should go ahead and put it out in the sunlight. That's the best way to do it.
Some of us, it would take us a number of days to put all our crystals in the sunlight. But,
Plus, you got to consider the seasons when people live in snow and that. They can't do that.
if I may ask, I make prayer beads, and
Yes.
I would like to find them homes. Now, when one of my prayer beads finds a new home, can I do it from a distance to clear and recharge?
Yes. We do this with our pens. We have now new pendulums, which will come out. I'm wearing one. Let me see if I can get that close up to the camera.
Nice.
Okay.
I can do that with my pendant too.
Yeah. On the back side, there are 3 stones. Okay.
Wow.
And
Okay.
we will, when we get them out to the people, which won't be inexpensive, because they are ionizing the environment surrounding you. Ionized air will not allow bad stuff like parasites or viruses to attack you.
Wow.
So this one I'm wearing now has a 3,000 charge. We are getting one made for us with a 6,000 charge, and we are actually putting a new sticker, which we will charge ourselves on the box, so that it saturates the stone at all times. So when you're done with it, that's the box it comes in. Okay, you just put it back in its box, okay, and it will recharge through the sticker on the back.
How do we get that?
We are working on it. I wanted to have one with me at the show. We didn't get the labels in time. They are coming in, I think, in a week. And we have about 45 of them. I heard that this is how many we have at the moment. And they will go around $150. I'm not sure this is Grandmaster David's project, but I will present them to the SRC users. I'm wearing mine now. I didn't wear them on the show, because I'm testing the new software, and I'm testing its effects. I didn't want it to interfere with the test I'm doing.
Thank you.
Well, let us know, because we'll want to know. Let me finish up here. You can see if, depending, I'll have to have another talk with Grandmaster, but if we preserve the theme, then our theme was blood, which then I went into the Pro Tools, and we can see we wanted to work with the dispenser in reference to that. So if we look at the dispenser, that takes us to stress related to enzymes. We're asking for some energy of herbs, balance hormones, and we are asking for 1 minute with 23 5 minutes rather with 23 repeats. But this is very exciting about all this. I appreciate the information. We want more.
Yes.
Okay. You see, again, I want to make you aware that when you charge yourself up, which I have trouble with where I live because of all the metal surrounding me, and it feels like a vortex I'm in. If you recharge yourself, you will see the numbers and the repeats diminishing.
Mm-hmm.
So doing the kicking frame, doing things like that,
Mm-hmm.
that is something you really have to go into. And I will preach this as long as I can
Mm-hmm.
to everyone involved. So before you start a session, before you do your work of the day on the customers of yours or friends which you're trying to help, charge yourself up as high as you can.
Are you speaking in reference to the recharger?
No, not of the recharger. In regards of the kicking brain.
I'm sorry?
Oh, the physical.
The physical.
Well, that's kind of what we did with the energies we scanned in today, I think.
Kicking brain.
The kicking
brain. You're talking about that is good. Okay. Do you think that we should every day also, for example, we love this when you shared this, also put ourselves in? So we're going to make one theme the actual client group so that any of our energy working against ourselves is cleared?
Yes. It's a good idea. I would use the Shimotion for that. It's easier to do, and you get actually some readable values out of it. So the principle which you just did will not give you a theme. You see, there's nothing in the theme box.
Not give you no, because the theme would be the client group.
Right. But if you do it without a theme present, you get an indication of what you should be working.
Right. Well, we did that on the other one. Yeah. No, that's interesting.
Okay.
Yeah.
So well, there are different avenues to go. I'm more the practical guy. I like to go outside. I like to be in the sunlight and charge myself this way, because I know how I can charge myself up very, very easy and fast. But it depends on your environment where you are. As I say, I'm somehow in a vortex or whatever it is, which hinders me to really get all the energy I need for the day. So I do my fireball, I do my kicking brain, and then I'm getting better. Okay.
Okay. I have one last question. I don't know if anybody else does or not. So I know our software comes with a bunch of panels. We can do 10 to 12 panels. Are you saying not to run so many panels?
Well, if you run that many panels, you have to recharge your more frequently.
You have to recharge what?
You have to recharge yourself more frequently.
And so when you say recharge yourself, you're speaking in terms of the QiGong exercises.
Yep.
Gotcha. Okay. Anybody? And I literally ran out the door and started working that way, and it was beneficial. May have been my intention. May have been all intention. But I do want to get that clarified, because when I spoke with Grandmaster, he said no. And he then went into another theory. So maybe we'll combine this.
Okay. There is no other answer. I created it. So if Grandmaster David's intentions are different, that's fine. But I created it to be this way. The higher the number.
So the higher the number, that's the one you should work on.
Yes. And that's how it was created. And there is no doubt about it. That's the way it was created. So what you guys are doing with it and Grandmaster David is doing with it, that's his prerogative, is your prerogative. But I tell you the intent and how it was created. The higher the number, the more work it needs.
That's not go by me.
Yeah, we need to know these things, so we'll continue to work, and I guess it's time to let everybody go. It's been almost an hour, but I'll see you tomorrow.
Thank
All right,
you.
that was great, everybody. Thank you.
Very much, Ralph.
Thanks, you guys.
Yeah,
You're
see you
welcome.
tomorrow.
See
Bye-bye.
ya.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Includes the SRC4u Zoom call. If you would like to be a guest, please visit CathyDSlaught's website and look for the Zoom banner. If you would like to actually be part of the SRC group that she's working on daily, Monday through Friday, you can look for this little banner right here and register. It will take you over by invitation only, so please contact Cathy. It will go over the information, read through the disclaimer. It's a monthly subscription of only $27. This data form will need to be completed, and you will be part of the group. Thanks for joining. We look forward to seeing you again. Till then, take care and be well.